Okay. I'm taking notes for the guide. All right, so the house always wins. I guess we're doing this one first. Solid oxide, when an event ends, you can or can't do multiple tiers in one run. I honestly don't know. I feel like you should be able to, because that's a base functionality event, but I've never tried. So I honestly don't know the answer to that. I would suggest you just try to do it multiple. Because worst thing that happens, you don't get credit. Best thing that happens, you get credit. Aim for the best thing. Yeah. What I can say is the augments are probably over, but multi-tier isn't an augment anymore. It's a core functionality. Okay. So area 1150. Formation slots are colored red, black, and 2 glowing green slots. A giant roulette ball joins the formation as an escort. Starting at 101, every 100 areas thereafter, the giant roulette ball jumps up and down, spins around in a circle above the formation before landing on a random formation slot. Remove the champion and all the other champions. They're in the formation slot of the same color. Removed champions can't be used for the rest of the adventure, and the ball stays in that slot until it moves again. Champions otherwise can't be removed from the formation until once they've been added. I do not see a restriction here about click damage. And the ball starts here. Okay. Okay. Oh, there it is. So, green slot, black. These aren't colored if you're not standing in them. Why are we not? Why are their champions not allowed? It's bugged. It moved already. That's the problem. It's not supposed to move, and it moved. It's the easy one like Commodore. Did Ren have one like this too? God, I don't even remember. I know Commodore Crux had 2. Oh, Thalora jumped us. I wasn't even paying attention, folks. Damn it, Thalora. All right. Ren has 2 as well. Okay, I don't like that. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Thalora did jump us. I wasn't even paying attention, folks. Thalora didn't jump us there, folks. Thalora didn't jump us there. Well, but she didn't jump us to 100. So, what the? Hold on, we got to figure out the bug first. Do they know about this bug? Yeah, it's a Thalora rush issue. I only rushed to 3 and we still had an issue. It's supposed to start at 101, but it's starting right away. We'll do that. I just want to one more time. I want to see if she doesn't even really have the stacks to get you somewhere. Is there an issue? No issue. Okay. So it's 100% if Thalora's rush triggers. Even if you're not clearing 101, the ball moves. Okay. Well, that's fun. You know what? Let's see what happens with Briv. Oh, I can't. I can't. Okay. 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 So... Well, the anti-Briv tech is that a Briv can't jump past a boss in a new adventure variant anyway. Okay, Sean says the same thing happens with Briv, and they're looking into it. Okay. Giving them some feedback. Giving them some feedback. Okay, folks, this is welcome to new content day. Good Lord. Okay, stop it. God. Okay. All right, familiar is out. So here's the ball. Why is it clear except when I hover over it? That's weird. And then hovering over it makes all the champions go transparent? Huh. Huh. Okay. So on this one, it doesn't say click damage is turned off at any point. But in the next one, click damage will be turned off. Let's just see. What happens? You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and use these. Doesn't say anything about fire breath actually either, so we'll just use fire breath potion. And we'll see if it ever stops working. That's easier. I have to get past 51 now, but we'll see what happens. Can I move everybody around? I can. So we know the ball's going here. Everything else is black and red. Okay. So as long as we don't go here, we won't lose Deacon. Okay, so you can't use no champions because this exists. Doesn't do a lot of damage. I have a lot of health from my core though. Yeah, this is to show this let you see the slot colors, which is nice. That was a neat feature. If you can move folks, you could fully run a team of 6, no problem. Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, but that's relying on a lot to go. This is 1150 areas, but 1200 on the unlock one with only 6 champs is asking a lot. There will be people who can easily do that. Absolutely, but that isn't real. I don't think that's realistic. I think what you do is you run like 6 as far as you can possibly go. And then you accept that from that point on, you're going to lose people. Right? On the Crux Baby, run click damage and such still work. That's what yeah. That's what I think. I think it's going to turn it off. This is interesting. A Nebula Pig Zorn. Okay. Can jump on the same color it's on, so no planning. Oh. That's annoying. Yeah, I mean, if yeah, that's the point. You wouldn't be able to just take a team of 6 because if you don't know where it's going to land, then like I had kind of thought, well, maybe if it's not going to land on green, if it's on green, but if it can land on green again, then even with green, there's only one other green, right? I mean, odds are for this run, I should have Deacon on green because the odds are against it landing on green again. It can happen, just lower odds. So yeah, you can't. There's no real plan for this. You know who I want for this though. And suddenly can't remember. Yeah, there. I want him for this. I'm gonna put him on the green. In the hopes that it doesn't land on green again. So yeah, I mean, there really truly is. I mean, they're giving you these colors. They're basically adding another layer to the remove a random champion situation by giving you these colors. But the colors, all the colors do, it's not going to, apparently it doesn't, it's not always going to respect, it can still land on the same color it was on before. Which means you still can't plan anything out. It's not like Bully for You because you can't bully it. Yeah. And you can lose more than one champion at a time. If you get lucky, it goes from green to green and you only lose a single champion. But if you get lucky, it will go from green, could go from green to red or green to black and you lose 4 champions. So on any given jump of the ball, spin of the ball, you can either lose 1 champion, 3 champions, or 4 champions. And you just have to accept it. You just have to accept it. Not put all champs on one color. Well, if you're using a small number of champions, which you should at the start, could use as few as possible at the start. Then yeah, you would spread them out. Like here, I would rather it hadn't forced me to start with Deacon. I would have started with Grim, because he's got the breaker stuff, and I would have put it on green because that would be the best odds for him to stay in the formation. And then later, when I need 2 champions, I would put 1 on green and 1 on either red or black. It wouldn't matter. With 3, 1 on green, 1 on red, 1 on black. You get the idea, right? I think that's the only strategy so far that you can take. Let me make some notes as we go here. 2 green slots. 1 red slot. Color it started on. Start with just 1 chant on green. God dang it! How dare you! Just to be a jerk! Just to be a jerk! It landed on the one that I... Why do you do this to me? Green. Okay. Notes. I've got notes. God. What a jerk. What a jerk. I'm like, this is the best odds. And mathematically it is. And then it lands on it. This is why I don't go to Vegas. I think the world record in roulette of it landing on the same colors 23 or 26 times, when in theory it could go 100 times. Well, hypothetically speaking, it could land on the same number or color or whatever infinitely. It's just that's not how randomness would normally work. Wonder if it lands only on lit spots? No, because the only lit spots are the green ones. The rest are black and red, and it should still be able to land on. Otherwise, this would be easy. If all it does is go back and forth between the greens, this would be a cakewalk. Put Beetle and Grim in on the same color, so they both go. They either live together or die together. Well, you can't if you put them on green, but you know. Split the party, Las Vegas edition. I guess it is. In a way, except instead of just losing a certain percentage, it's Las Vegas edition. That's what this is. That was good. I'll pull your Batman. I'm gonna add that in as a note. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah, at least we confirmed that it jumps on the same color. Can land on the same spot twice in a row. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think it doesn't try to move. It's just again, it goes up and it goes around the roulette wheel and then it lands where it lands. And so it could land on the same spot again. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, but what they're saying, Zealous, is if it lands on the exact same spot that it lifted off of, you wouldn't lose any champions. Right. So like if it lifts up and then lands down right here, I would lose Deacon, but if I hadn't had somebody on green, I wouldn't lose it. Like I wouldn't lose anybody, right? If it just lands on the exact same spot and I didn't bother putting anybody there. But see, I'm going to always put somebody on green. Green has the best odds. Watch lots of people lose such money. Well, that's because the house always wins. That's the name of the fucking thing. over time, the best mathematical odds, I mean, they are still in favor of the house in Vegas. Or else it's a I'm not going to say it. Or else it's going to be a casino bankrupted by somebody. You had yours on green, it landed on the same starting space, but didn't remove your champion. That sounds like a bug. Yeah. At least it's slightly more controlled than Split the Party. It's not. Fuego Twitch, it's not. The only difference between this and Split the Party is that you're either losing 2, 3, or 4 champions, or you have the potential to lose either 2, 3, or 4 champions. But you don't know which 2, 3, or 4, you don't know what champions are going to be lost. But the party does not have a priority on who it takes out. No. Split the Party is random. The only thing we know about Split the Party that you can game is that hashtag Bruner lives. But the party is random. Bullfrog, the Bullywug, Bully for You, all of the Bully for You variants, all of those Bully 4 variants, those are gameable. You are the bully. You choose where the bully goes. We have no choice here. Does green have the best odds when you only have one champion out there? Yes. Does Seek Out and Occupied slot first? That's a good question. We're going to find out. Right? If it lands on Deacon, then we know that it's seeking out and then I will put one, and then I'll put it like we will test that. But it should go somewhere. It should have a chance to go anywhere. But if it's only going to go in an occupied slot, that's freaking rude. Right? We don't know. Have we tried Bruner Lives? Well, I mean, we kind of are. It's seat 1. I guess I should have tried this with Bruner in, but. Man, I can tell you this, though. The tutorial show on Saturday is going to be interesting. Going to be interesting. Yeah, this is the easy version. The hard version, this is every 100 areas. Hard version's every 75. So what they're doing is they're just removing more champions in the harder version. But the rules are the same. Oh, wait, also you can't click in the harder version. And all that, honestly, all that does, since I think all these bosses seem to be hit based, all the clicking does is, like the not having the clicking does, is make it so that you can get through the trash easier. And I mean, yeah, because see, the bosses are all hit based, so. Or segmented health, I should say. Some are hit based, some are armored, but it takes forever to click through. So you got to have a champion in anyway. So they're all segmented. They're all segmented. Yeah, this one's hit based, but the rules for clicking on them are the same, and they're segmented health. Once every 5 seconds. So you've got to have a survivable champion. The only reason Deacon is alive is because he's getting a bunch of health from the core, from our Modron core. Otherwise, he would have died already. So I'm not going to do this single champion thing much longer, folks. We got to have more champions in, even if I lose them. Because this is just an absolute crawl. And I don't like it. Plus, I have 149 champions. I can sacrifice plenty. I can sacrifice plenty. The interesting thing is you still have to use good champions because you never know who you're going to keep and who you're going to lose. That's the thing with it's the same issue with Split the Party. Well, I don't have all of them at 1,000. My minimum item level floor is 300. Yeah, what I'm really looking to find out right now is does the ball drop on can we prove whether or not with this run a ball will always target a slot with a champion in it. So if we lose Deacon, we will populate another seat with another champion, maybe Human, and we will try again. We'll test it one more time. I have like 85 champions. I don't think I can do this one right now. Maybe not. Again, this is an end game variant. This is currently, arguably one of the most challenging variants in the game. That's when they introduce a new evergreen that becomes the new bar for challenging variants in the game. Why is it stuck? It's not able to kill that ball? I don't understand. Why is it not just nuking that? Yeah, I'll take the free tank. Nope, it missed. Okay. So it is randomness. It is randomness. Yeah, that was important to confirm. I'm going to go ahead and... What I also like is the colors are fixed. So, we're going to want this here, actually. This is where the green slots are, period. It's not like the green slot suddenly becomes moves around. The slots are what they are. I wasn't paying attention earlier to see if they randomly populate or if they're fixed. Did anybody notice? Or if somebody wants to look back on a VOD, that would be interesting. I think they might be fixed. I think this is fixed. So, they're fixed. Okay, thank you. Thanks, folks. Let me pull up then. Because if they're fixed, I can make a layout for that. So that people see that. See that they're fixed. And a location. Okay. So this is going to be 4 columns with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows. All right. Columns. Rows. Here. here. Is that right? Yep. Okay. Here. Here. There. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So it means this is green. No. And where are the other blacks? Black, red, black. Where's the last black? Right there. All right, cool. And that's for this one. Is this confirmed that it's the same in the next one, or does it move it to different places? By Shakira, you're on it, right? Or you were? Same layout? Okay. Cool. So then, yeah, this is just the trainer, basically. Then gets you used to it. And then Rexy. All right. And then Rexy. So if you're wondering, why did I put Humon back here? It's so that we get extra credit when we're attacking segmented health bosses. Why I brought Grim in, and then they removed Grim right away. So every hit's removing too. Oh, poor Sean. Poor Sean with formation save on Windfall Day. Oh man, this is not something that's Sean's gonna be able to do for you folks. I'm gonna try to help him out right now ahead of time. This is not something he's gonna be able to do for you. You need to do this because where that ball is gonna land is gonna be different, right? So, boy. Yeah, if you've got if you've got 75 plus champions, you might have the storyline done through this. It just depends on how powerful they are. Like if you were able to progress through these adventures. It's just you might be able to do it. You might not. It's again, it is a test of how well developed the account is. Oh, we got lucky. We got lucky, folks. I mean, there are some people that are kind of getting into the, into that 50 plus range of champions, and then no longer chasing new champions because they like the ones they have, and they're just developing those. And honestly, like if that lets you do the content, I mean, I don't hate it. You can play the game any way you want, but So there could, but you're going to run into a numbers issue here. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the minimum number of champions that you can burn. Like if you want to take the time like this, it may be that you could go. You could do it with a more limited group of champions. The 75 one for Windfall is going to make it even harder. You're going to potentially. So then it just comes down to like, how does the ball land in the upper levels where you've got a full group? Yeah, this is a true. This is just yeah. This is gambling with your patience is really what it is. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how I feel about it. Going 1,150 areas just on this one. I'm not sure how I feel about that. That's 11. That's 11 spins of the roulette wheel. Right? Yeah. So potentially losing, if you lose 4 every time, potentially losing 44 champions. It's not bad for me. But if you only had 50, you're not getting through it, right? All right, let's let's build out. Let's build out. Let's go. We're not waiting around anymore. I wanted to test that those things were functioning the way I kind of expected them to, because you never know. Never know. And we're just going to throw all the speed champions in and see if we get lucky. See if we get lucky. And Eliwick, because always be Eliwicking. I'm even going to... Well, no, we want to get through that quickly, so I don't want that there. All right. Yeah. Speaking of, I just did something to make you proud. I unlocked Xander. Now, congratulations on unlocking the last champion. Wait. Hoping that's what happened. I'm hoping you're now at 149 champions. Worst thing is you could do fine all the way, but in the last level, randomness destroys everything. Absolutely. Yeah. And I don't know how I feel about that on something that takes this long to get through with so much randomness. Yeah. Imagine the Elminster variant for this. I don't know if it's possible. Okay, we just lost a bunch. All right. Who do I want to refill with? I don't know. Yeah, Stokey. Sure. Stoked for Stoke. That, and then we need somebody else in front of Andre. Go stand in the front. My last Crux ended like 6 zones from getting him. Oof, and had lost all my Bud spike capability and couldn't push over it. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that happening. I may see that happen here today. I don't know. I've not been playing this account in months, folks. I've not been For months and months and months, its development has just been trying to get Briv from 3,626 item levels to 127,626 item levels. So I have had no growth in my account at all for a very long time. So I don't even know if I can do this. I have enough champions. Do they have enough power? Oh, I don't know. Mostly doing this to unlock every champion in Max Fortune's favorite campaign, followed by Vecna. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm doing it because I want the newest champion. I want to see if I can do the new hotness. Who knows? The new frustration is. That's probably the new notness. That maybe. We'll see. I was one off my first Crux attempt. Oh no! Oh, that's rough. I mean, you know, I do have, depending on where we end up, I do have item levels. Some, not a lot. I just, you know, I haven't had nine. I've only had 9 jump Briv for 2 days, so he hasn't generated as much as. Like, why are you doing this to me? I just wanted to throw these out there. All right, we lost some more champions. Who do we want now? Let's go Dinar. Oh yeah. Let's go. We're about halfway there. Let's go Spurt. And Quint? Sure. Friends will not friends, let Spurt live. Who are we going to put in over here? I don't know. Maybe Jaheira? Kind of like, I kind of want to save some people for the end, but like, who knows if we're going to be able to? Who knows if we'll even lose certain people? I got Crux. I don't know how, but I did it. Same with Ren, but I'm barely using them. Yeah. Well, I mean, I like Crux. Crux is solid, but what killed my Crux usage was Karlach coming out in the same slot. And Ren, I mean, I unlocked Ren, but I just haven't actively played this account a lot to use Ren, unfortunately. But that's changing now. Now that we have 9 jump Briv, now I'm going to be on this account, you know, actively completing content now. I had somebody post on my YouTube that they'd like to see me do on this account, like Elminster's Rhea's Last Stand. So that's, I will probably do that just to then throw that up on YouTube for them. So farm through Strahd's variants in Icewind Dale, and you can basically use Black Dice Society and the Campaigns of the Hall. Yeah, that was the thing. That was one of the reasons why back when I was actively doing patron stuff, I was doing everything except Strahd because I was like, Strahd's just going to be Black Die Society over and over and over again. Because why wouldn't you? But yeah, then if you're doing Icewind Dale, you just add Campaigns of Hall to that. Yeah. That is a potential strategy, is like picking a color and putting like make sure that all the champions like you're okay with losing are on that color and hoping the ball lands on it at some point is viable. Like there we go. We just lost all of that color. And living color. Oh, that's different. There we go. Well, let's go there. Let's make this Ishii DPS. Sure. Why not? I don't know. I don't know. Hira. Humanoid. One left. Let's do Rust-Oleum. Thought that Elminster's Rail's last stand was impossible. It might be. I won't know until I try it. Maybe that's why they were asking me to do it. I mean, as long as you have some champions available, then it's doable. You just need... Then the question becomes, like, how much power do you have on this? You know, do you have level 20 legendaries? Do you have, like, 10,000 plus item levels? I mean, you're guaranteed Dungeon Master Gale and the Dark Urge. Can you beat it with those three? Dungeon Master will pull somebody in. So, those 3 plus 1. Why would you have to kill him out only with Rhea? Oh. Okay. Well, then you get Rhea, Dark Urge, and Gale. Because it's Elminster. Dark Urge and Gale can go... Dark Urge can go everywhere, and Gale can go everywhere in Elminster. So you get three champions. How well developed are they? I don't know. I would say that's probably... I would say it's impossible simply because you can't DPS race through Tiamat's health that quickly. Currently. So you'd have to... I mean, again, I don't know. Is the restriction lawful and good? It is. So we go Patron, Elminster, and then we say alignment has to be both lawful. It has to be either lawful or good. Doesn't it? Isn't it lawful or good? Shouldn't all of these champions be available? Half of Elminster selected. Or does it require it to be lawful and good, in which case it would just be these. So, I don't know. Either way, it seems like there's champions available. Lawful Ore. Okay. Well, that's a much bigger list, right? So, with this many, I would say it's doable because you don't lose champions in that. Wait, you lose a champion every 25 levels in Rhea's Last Stand? Really? Hold on. I'm forgetting. I have not done Rhea's Unlock, and we didn't even bother doing it on the new account because it was a waste of time. It's me trying to remember a variant I haven't done in years, or in a year at least. No. No, you're confusing something. It's not her unlock. It's Rhea's Last Stand. I thought that was... Wait. Am I thinking about... So it's not her unlock. It's something else. I was thinking it was Rhea's unlock. But we're doing something else. Okay, well then I don't know. And I guess I don't care, and I'll figure it out when I get there. I was thinking we were talking about our unlock mission. The bud isn't the issue. Well, I guess I don't know because I don't know what we're talking about now, and I'm not gonna. I guess we can go look. I'd really rather just focus on what we're doing. Honestly, which one are we talking about? Is it? Oh, it's this one. Lowest dex gets sucked into a portal. Okay. Then unless you can somehow manipulate and get there without using lots of champions and thus not losing any, then yeah, then you're solo with Rhea, and Rhea can't solo Tiamat. No matter, it doesn't matter how strong she is. You can't burn through the health that much. So. Kendi and Gypsy, think of the follows. So yeah. Then that's not doable. And probably never will be. I was getting that confused with her unlock because her unlock was totally doable. I do Eliwix gems proc. Well, if she has a gem card, then she just makes it so that bosses drop more gems. It's not a chance to drop more gems. It's bosses drop more gems. Like whatever numbers the boss would drop, if she's got like 10% more and the boss would drop 10, then you're getting 11 instead. That's just how it works. I don't know if it rounds up or down. I would assume it rounds up because it wouldn't make a lot of sense if it rounded down. But that's a dev question. Oh, I forgot to put in new champions. Okay. I just changed anyway. Go dyeing a hair, bouncing here and there and everywhere. High adventures, that's beyond compare. Little Minsk tank up front. Yes. A little double duelist. Oh, you can just go over here. And somebody else. What else do I want to throw into this mess? Viking. Why not? I'm probably going to screw myself at some point here. Yeah, I get when people say Rhea's Last Stand, I just automatically, for some reason in my mind, think of her unlock variant. I can't even remember the name of her unlock variant now. Did I even write it down? Rhea Reborn. Rhea Reborn. Okay. All right. Windfall unlock. Congrats, Monastic. So, hey, it's doable, folks. Yeah, with the patron variants, one of the things I was going to do is I do have on my list for guides to make is specific patron guides. And one of the things I want to do on that guide is make note of any variants that are just not at the time of making the guide doable, right? So like for Elminster, that'd be one that'd probably go on the not doable list, right? Because you get Rhea to the damage needed? Yes, you could get her there. But if you don't have any other champions available because it's removed them all, you can't get her enough credit on chunks to burn through the segments fast enough to kill all 5 heads before one of them respawns. That's the problem. That's the race. It isn't just about getting a damage threshold. It's getting basically a chunk removal threshold. Use Halsin for speed? No, that's a phrase I never thought I heard. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing is can you figure out a way to have Rhea solo as much as possible and not have any other champions in? And I don't know. I'm not in the headspace to try to figure that out. I'm dealing with this right now, and as long as this is taken, I guess we're not unlocking Windfall today. I mean, I think I will unlock her, but I don't know if we'll be able to on stream. We'll see. We got 2 hours still. But we're still 350 areas off on this. Speaking of Ren, will you button me, Ren? Oh boy. We're getting into areas where I'm like, we might have these champions the entire time. So choose wisely is the mantra from this point on. Well, cutting off healing doesn't count against Tiamat, Red. I know people want that to happen, but it doesn't. Because Tiamat doesn't heal, she regenerates, and that's a completely different thing. You add champs that retroactively removes. I don't understand what that means. I don't understand what you're saying, Mad Mallard. Well, then it's bugged. You do skips. I don't know what skips mean. The terms you're using are confusing me. This didn't help. In Altera's Last Stand, if you do skips without losing a champion, what's a skip? When you do add champions, it removes one every level until it catches up. I don't under... Removals. You do remove... I still don't understand. It means you can't... What says that you can't cheese by not using champs early to save them for... But it should only be removing champions from the formation. And when you add one in, it shouldn't then try to catch up. That sounds like a bug. The same with Alcora's Capstone. I would submit a ticket. Because rules is written, that's not how it should work. Right? And with this game, this isn't D&D. There's no, we don't, there isn't a dungeon master making decisions to break the rules. Like, well, there is, but that's a whole other thing. You can hold them to what's written, and either they have to change what's written, which they're probably not going to do for translation reasons, or they change the variant, right? But if suddenly you throw a champ, if you don't put any champions in at all, and then you put a champion in, and suddenly, and a bunch of champions in, and suddenly it removes like a whole group of them, that's broken. I don't know what else to tell you. I would scream. I would scream. Sean would get a strongly worded letter. I've only sent Sean a strongly worded letter once. He would get another one. That was when I was trying to get Briv's achievement, and I respec'd Briv, and it removed all the stacks that I had. I was like at 200,000, and it removed them all. I sent a strongly worded letter to Sean. Ultimately, it worked out in my favor because that's when I learned how to do it super fast and was able to help other people do it super fast. But okay, I'm having damage issues, folks. This is not good. Yeah, look, use localization to your advantage, man. You're welcome. No, we got a problem. We got a problem, folks. I don't think there's any fixing it. I can check beats, but yeah, Fred, that's broken. That's a bug report. I don't even care if somebody says intended behavior. You say, look, that's not what it says in the text. And you keep submitting tickets. Hold on. I'm gonna go over here. I have to read it again. Every 25 areas, a random champion with the lowest dex will be sucked into a portal and removed from the formation. It does not say that adding them later will get them removed. So that is not what this says. Hold them accountable to what it says. Hold them accountable to what it says. Don't let them tell you otherwise. We might not. We might be done. Yeah. I mean, I'm not. I'm not sure core will help, but I shouldn't have put Viconia in. That was my big problem. Wait, is she a strength? No. Oh, 15. I don't think 15 is that what this core wants? Oh, it's not piped. Where is it though? Yeah, we'd get melee. Where's the... There it is. 13, okay. Load. Farlock and load. Nope. Didn't help. There we go. There we go. Zoom on in the back. We can try Dex. Nice, Rah-Rah. She's not in Undead. She was in Humanoids. But now we're on Fiends. Oh, I guess they're with Viconia. Oh, that would help, yeah. I see. I shouldn't have put Viconia in as the problem. But... Actually, she's neutral. Viconia, I think, is buffing her. Never mind. Wish this was in some kind of understandable order. It's release date. Names, please. Here. We'll go here. That's more damage. And that's more damage. Let's see who we keep. Keep red, black, or green, folks. So just trying to wing it is not great. Is not a great idea, folks. Some people did that with some of the others, and I was like, tried it this time. No, I don't like it. I think it doesn't matter so much when you're in the lower levels, but at this point, it matters a lot. Okay, I lost one champ. This was where I needed a big clear, and it gave me the worst option. So okay. I see what you're doing to me, game. We can go Astarion is a big buffer. We got Miria. I would rather hold like these big buffers maybe for the next swap. I would rather hold them for the next swap. We could do a dragon bait. I don't know how well this is gonna work out, but we're gonna do a dragon bait. Yeah, I'll pull you Batman. He's got pre-stacks, so he doesn't start off strong, but he can get there. We want Shen State. Damage. He just doesn't have a lot here. Just want him as a buffer. Shahir is still in. We could do Baloth. Baloth is still strong. After all this time. We could switch to, like, we could try to cast. He's not going to have his power. Never mind. Let's go Baloth. Baloth, the entertainer. See, did we give ourselves any damage at all? A little bit. A little bit. There we go. Okay, let's try a different core. Well, so if the strong core is not the best, let's go to Dex. It's the one with wings. I do have this one supercharged as well. Coney is the one dealing damage. What? There we go. Switch back. I'm like, suddenly I'm like, did we just Bud's Buggy? No. Okay. Weird. Now we play the game of who would we like to keep, and I guess in this, Jaheira can stick around, and we could lose anybody else. So leaving her on green is the idea. Could lose these other. I mean, I'd really love for it to land on red. I'm being honest. Here's call E21 is not amazing. Egberts is worse. Yeah. So I'd really like to lose red. Which means it'll land on black. Land on black. Is it possible to get event rewards through time gates? No. Oh, well, like the tier rewards? No. I don't know why I had to qualify. There's only tier 1 in events. Or in time gates, so no, not currently. So like, if you're talking about tier rewards, then that's a no. Are we talking about tier rewards? Because that's a no. Crux's unlock is nice because he can, like, it can remove your squad for, yeah, you can just lose everybody in that one, and you can restart. Restart. You can, you can get rid of anybody that was bad and add a full group of good. That's one where you can plan a bit, right? You can't plan here. You just kind of have to try to make the best out of the situation as you go. Speaking of, it's like we slowed down. It's because I got rid of the pass score. Came here to get tips and tricks. Here's what we got so far. Just information. The ball can land on the color it starts on, and it's completely random to where it goes. It doesn't try to target anything specific as far as we can tell. The best odds are putting a champion. If the ball is not, the best odds are putting a champion you want to keep on green. You can still lose them, but that's the best odds. You have equal odds to lose red and black, but you have it's the lowest odds that it would land on. It's a 1 in 5 chance that it would land on green. But it's a 2 in 5 chance it would land on the others. Right? Isn't that it? Yeah. You really need a develop bench to get through this. As you can see, I think I'm done. I might be done. 925, folks. Yeah, I made some bad choices towards the end. So you can absolutely make bad choices. You could also make really good choices, and then the RNG just screws you. Well, event reward means tier rewards. Yes, 10 miles. That's what we're talking about. It's not really filling me with confidence that my 47-day-old account is going to have a fun time trying to unlock even the unlock variant. You shouldn't even be here, Fuego Twitch. This is end game. This is end game. I am a late game account, and that's why I'm not breezing through this. This is an end game variant currently. So, Deacon or Eliwick? Deacon gives me progress towards split the party 2. Eliwick is Eliwick. I mean, you should have had Eliwick before now, but is progress towards split the party 2 mean you would unlock it, or do you still have a ways to go? Because if it's still a ways to go, then get Eliwick ASAP. But if it's like Deacon's going to get you to split the party 2, then you pick Deacon. Swap Ren and Dragonbait? Why? Hold on. Her column and the column behind her. She's buffing. She's buffing. Ren is buffing Jaheira. What would change anything? Hold on. Nothing. Dragonbait is buffing. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Layloken? Dragonbait increases the damage of champions within 4 slots. Doesn't have to be behind. Dragonbait can buff from the back. Dragonbait doesn't care about any of that. Dragonbait's 100% buffing right now. Yeah. That's the great thing about Dragonbait. That's why I love Dragonbait as a support tank, is because he can buff from anywhere. He can buff from anywhere. There we go. But we're not going to get any further. Favor isn't what would get you through this either, so... And you can't even get a lot of favor here. I have E55 favor in this campaign. And I'm still having problems. Need another 5 champs on top of it, then you get Eliwick right away. Yeah. What if you made bad choices, but the RNG gods love you? I mean, I don't think you could do it even then. Because if you're choosing poor champions, you're just not going to have the damage. If we were like, if this was 992, I'd overlevel champions, but talking a different color Ren be a plan? Why? I don't want to lose Dragon. I ideally will lose. I want to lose Egbert, Viconia, Baloth, and Human. That's who I want to lose. Absolutely want to lose those champions. I can live with the people on the black for now. I would like to lose them then on the next split. I would love to be I would love for this to be that it wouldn't. I'll lose the champions that I want to keep, but because the game hates me. But I would love to lose, you know, red on the next pull and then black on the one after that. But we're not going to get there, so it doesn't matter. We're not going to get there. You already have Thalorif, so you don't really need a second speed champion slot. That is not true. Please don't say stuff like that. They do speed in different ways, and again, they're chasing split the party too. You pick what you need to pick to get there. It's don't. That's not a thing. That you don't. Once you have Thalor, you don't need Deacon. That's not a thing. Their speeds, A, their speed functions completely differently, and B, you can be restricted out of Thalora. So just because you have a speed champion in a slot doesn't mean you might not want a second one. Ultimately, you're going to want every speed champion. Having multiple helps, especially when you get to places like Crux's variant. I don't know why I'm trying to urge this along. Who's in seat 3? That's not a skin. That's Ren. W-R-E-N. This is not a skin. This is just their barbarian, their Tabaxi barbarian form. Am I going to have to Baloth stack? I don't think I can. We're not dying. And I can't pull people out. I would need my tanks. I would need a tank to die. And if you haven't noticed, we ain't dying. I have an E11 shield. Oh, good lord. There is such a thing in this game as too survivable. I know people don't like to believe that. Remove the core. I have an E11 shield. The shield would still stay. The shield would still stay. My health would shrink to nothing. It would just be a yellow bar all the way across here. It would look like this. Oh no, this one. Why, this one only has E10. Interesting. That doesn't make sense to me. But whatever. My god. My god. Here. Let's see if we can. I don't know. I mean, that's Gale. He's got a shield. That Dragonbait doesn't have a shield. Let's see if we can kill some people off. We have a lot of skin suggestions for Commodore Crux. I made a Reddit post about them. A 64-bit Crux, or no, that wouldn't even be, no, Commodore 64 would be what, like I mean, that's just full pixel. I think that would be horribly ugly. I don't think people understand what Commodore 64 art looked like. I was thinking Nintendo 64 for a second, but no, like that's the grossest art. I can't stand it. Mars gifted me a game that looks like Commodore's, like the closest approximation you can get nowadays to Commodore 64 art, and I couldn't play it. He loved it, and I was like, I can't. This is bringing back childhood trauma. And I think all the skin suggestions we did were things that started that started with C. I think that's what we were trying to keep it to. I don't know. I'd have to go check again. All right. It looks like Baloth might die. Mr. Baloth, you dead yet? Oh, he's getting close. There, we got a gen stack. We have our first. Oh my god, there are people in this chat that don't know what gen stacking is. I just realized. And that are so confused right now. Yeah, we'd have to. This is going to go faster without the core. So Baloth has this thing called Generous Gen. And if someone dies, Najim, the Jinn, will bring them back to life. And then you get the Najim buff, like a Jinn buff down here. That's DJINN. So this signifies that now Baloth has been Jinn stacked. For every stack, you get more damage. You get a buff. The party's damage is increased by an amount. This is large because it's got itemization. So one stack is EO5, right? But we can just keep going. And we will. We have the technology. So this used to be how you progressed when you got to a wall. Because Baloth used to have the most damage, the most buffing potential in his seed. And there was a whole strategy around, just called Jinn stacking, around getting 10 stacks of the Jinn, of Najim's buff. And thus having the highest damage. But you could only do it once you got far enough in where you could die easily. I still can't. We're not dying. And when one person dies, you got to go back because there's like a timer before it can happen again. Freaking this shield is killing us. Well, it's not. It's preventing us from it's preventing okay, Dragonbait's gonna die. Dragonbait died, I didn't. Oh no, he actually died. Is the timer not? Najim. No, it's ready. It's ready. See, all I've got like Jinn stack buffs here. That was weird. That was weird. Oh, you know what I bet happened is he died and I didn't notice. And then he died again and he lost the stack. Yeah. Country Roads Crux, which is him in a cowboy hat and flannel. I don't remember all of our... I don't remember all the things we came up with. Hold on. Here it is. He does not have the buff on him. Now he has the buff on him. Okay. Let me go back and remove him. And the easiest way to do this back then was... oh, we could misdirect onto Viconia. Was to just pull all your champions out of the formation except for Baloth, put a stack on him, and then start adding champions in. Like you start with the tanks, as odd as that sounds, because you're going to end up with lots of damage, and then you start adding everybody else in. Forgot to get the second code out. Let me do the second code here in a second. Okay, everybody should be going to Viconia now, and we're going to try to chew through this shield. Okay, second code is in the bot, folks. What about second code? Now is when about second code. Let me see. Which one of the ones I liked here? Coach Crux, tank top, short shorts, whistle instead of spyglass. That was one. Casanova Crux, 2 words. Wild space lover. I want to see him in like the cheesiest, like the velvet smoking jacket, like all the way down, and velvet slippers and a pipe. Be hilarious. What else do we had? We had Canadian Crux. That was another one. Instead of a hippo, he's a moose. I thought that would be perfect for a Canadian company. I mean, come on. Okay, here we go. We're doing this again. It's time with Gale. This is really the only shot we got left. Caddy Crux. He's a Cinderella story, a former assistant groundskeeper about to become the Masters champion. It looks like a miracle. It's in the hole. It's in the hole. It's in the hole. If you don't get that reference, folks, that's a... Well, you know what? I'm not going to give that one to you. If you know, you know. What else do we have? Cobra Crux. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. Yeah. Capybara Crux. Look, I know it's just Crux, but a capybara instead of a hippo. But why is that a bad thing? Exactly. Yeah, we had a bunch. So we just came up with things that made, I don't know, it seemed funny. It started with a C. We didn't hit everything, but we had a lot of options. There's a whole long list. Gale's hand needs to be a piece of equipment for Dark Urge. Well, they made it before Gale came out. Well, before they were even working on Gale, I think probably I know I told Pete that that Gale's hand needed to be there somewhere, either a piece of equipment or a familiar. I think Mars probably gave the same feedback, but yeah, ultimately it came in as a familiar. Okay, boom, insta death. Man, he lost that shield so fast. All right, who else is squishy? Dinar. Dinar's squishy. Yeah, Gale's hand is where that? Here it is. Gale's hand familiar. Hand? Anyone? Anyone? I don't know if you can get it now. I don't know if it's in the shop. I really don't know. Look at that. Tiny as a smidge. There's supposed to be red here, but there isn't because the shield is so freaking big. Cassian Crux, part of the. Oh, I just finished watching that. Good. And then we finished watching that 2 nights ago, and then last night we watched Rogue One again. And man, Rogue One is just so much. I mean, I loved Rogue One the first time, but now it's just so there's so many more layers to it now, and it's so much more satisfying to watch Rogue One. We still need a TV show that has the other two. Was it Chirrut and Baze? I think. Yeah, Al, you'll just have to keep an eye out for it in wild offers, or sometimes they have like familiar vaults. So like the vault right now is for platinum chests, but sometimes they'll take old familiars that are now only in wild offers and they'll put them in one of those vault sales. It might show up in weekly offers, might show up in wild offers. You just liked it? Really? Because I really liked it. Yeah. I mean, yeah. There he goes. He's dead. He's dead, but he's alive. All right. We need to take the feet off of Human. He's been misdirecting people. And let's see if we can then kill Human off. You didn't like that either. See, I've enjoyed all the shows. My personal viewpoint is I don't have to love everything because everything isn't for me, but these are stories set in that universe. To me, these are the people's stories, and you're not gonna. I mean, just like in the real world, you're not gonna like them all, but it all fits together. So far, the only thing I was ever disappointed with is the last movie. Like the last couple movies in the most recent trilogy, just because I feel like they started off with a strong premise, and then I think they just, I don't know. They started off with a strong 3-hero group, and then they ditched the other two, and I'm still disappointed. I think it would have been better if it had stayed with that kind of feel. Which one of Christians? They should live totally long time. They should die. Come on. I don't see, and that's the thing. I don't think there needs to be a tone for Star Wars. I think every Star Wars story is different. And I thought that one was probably one of the most important ones. And I still, even after Andor, I just think it's even more important. There he goes. Now they're dying. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we can put the feet back on. Let the feet drop. Oh, you know what we didn't do? We didn't kill off Jaheira. Let's do that. Before we get to... The reason I know this isn't going to work as well as I wanted it to is we're not accidentally killing everything here. Which is a thing that starts happening usually. So we're doing all this work and it's kind of just a back in my day. This is how we had to push. But I don't know that we're going to get anywhere with it. If I'm being honest. We're definitely not unlocking Windfall today. Why? Why must there be so much RNG? Um, I don't feel like, personally, I don't feel like that makes this challenging. I think it just makes it frustrating. And I don't think frustrating is enjoyable. Like, you can have RNG and you can have it be enjoyable in certain games. I don't think this game is one of those. As odd as that sounds. But like I playing tons of Conquest Arc lately. Obviously there's RNG, the generation and like loot drops and stuff. Still an enjoyable game because you have some control over what's going on. You can make choices. You can make smart choices. Could have made a little better choices here? Sure, but the RNG is so random. It's not like I'm leveling up gear. I'm literally losing champions. Yeah, this isn't a puzzle anymore. It's gambling, yeah. And the core of this game is a puzzle game. And things like this completely remove that puzzle from the equation for me. Okay. Now this formation. No. See, we're still not even remotely near the damage we would need. Oh, I don't have the core in. Never mind. Pick the core out. Right. Now this could take a while. Trying to kill. I don't even know if I have the best feats in here. I don't even care. I got self-damage in. No, I don't need that. Let's go. No, let's do it. I've only got 56,000 item levels on them, folks. Oh boy. Well, El Pollo Batman, that's not how bully variants work. It would be for this one. It would just be for this one. It was Casino Crux. It's not random in the others. I'll explain this when we get back from the ad break because you might not be able to hear me. But the Bully 4 variants aren't random. I liked those a lot. Specifically because they're not random. That's only if it's a cache feed. So apparently you're not getting the ad break. That would only be if it's a cache feed. And even then, eventually all cache feeds become gem feeds anyway. But yeah, the bully for you variants aren't random. You're the bully in that. That's like bully. That's not even what bully for you means. It means good for you. But the reality is you're the bully in those variants. You tell the bullywug where to go. So you choose who gets removed. If you're playing it properly. If you're just ignoring it and just winging it, then yeah, it's gonna feel random. It's not. The bully targets specific champions. And you can decide who the bully is going to target. In this, it's true randomness. Well, as true as randomness as you can get in a computer simulated environment. Oh, I hate this shield. This would be an amazing shield if I were trying to survive. I would love a shield that's orders of magnitude above my actual health value. That's one of the best survivability features in the game for deep pushing. But right now I want to die and the shield's okay. Did we get there? Did we get there? Real close. Show me the death. There it is. There it is. Okay. And one last one here, right? Yeah, this is it. Egbert. Egbert. And we're done. Egbert, and then we can put the core in. We can put everybody back in their place. We can put the core in and we can see what happens. Egbert probably needs, yeah, I was going to say, Egbert's probably got gold find stuff in. Oh, boy. Guess that is one we want. We want this and this, and then we want. Okay. I'm glad this isn't how the game works anymore. I mean, I guess it still is technically, but normally this wouldn't be how the game works. I mean, I chose Baloth because I knew I had this in my back pocket if we needed it. It's just frustrating. And I mean, we're at 10x speed and it's taken forever. Why is it drop? Why is the speed? Oh, I know why the speed's dropping. Because the formation's coming under attack and the 10x is not counting. Is when you're counting Human's feet. Try to speed this up just a little bit. Not a lot. Not a whole lot. Morphogenic? Is that what they call the... Wait. No, I'm like, is that what they call this? No. This? Psychomorphic energy potion? I hope not. Alright, I'm going to finish our Baloth stack. And we'll go from there. Potions aren't... Potions, even that one, they're not going to give that much power. Like, we're in 939, and we need to get to 1001 to hopefully remove... I mean, for all I know, it could land on green, and we just lose Jaheira, and then that's like... Thanks for giving me the middle finger. Yeah. I mean, so... Oh, there we go. We did it. We died it. Perfect. Okay. Everybody can go back to their home. Don't you want to go to your home? It's your home. All right. Everybody's back in their home. We're going to slot back in the dexterous core. And let's see what happens. Look, stuff's dying now. Our damage didn't go up as much as I would have liked. What did this end up being? E12. So it's an E12 bonus with 9 champs, folks. So, I mean, it got us E12 more damage. The next remove stage is 1001, though. That's the problem. I don't know that a E12 of a boost here is going to get us 1001. Because again, this is just the baby version of every 1,000 areas, or every 100 areas. Well, every 1,000 would have been fine. Every 100 areas. I don't even think putting in I mean, there's a better feat for. I mean, this is all speed. Hello, fellow humans. Damage all champions. Teamwork, maybe? I don't know. Is that what we're doing? No. But it will be. Because we're going to move it back. Teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. But no, I want to touch on this. You can't just add a feat for X. I'm just going to say X. Or it'll be pay to win. Like, insert thing here. People keep screaming for a Dark Urge human feat. And look, that's going to be the most like pay to win feat they ever add to the game. If they actually put it in, I guarantee, well, it should be a cash shop feat for that because then that just breaks the game. Like in his favor, and in a game that where he can already go anywhere. Now you're giving him like potentially even more power, like so much more power. He is like, why would that even, you know, like you're just leaning into the square hole. Like he then becomes, well, he kind of already is another square hole like Artemis. Those of you who don't know, yeah. Click that YouTube link and watch so you know what a square hole is in a game. Artemis is a square hole. And Dark Urge is too, but not as quite as badly. All right, see, we're already slowing down. 960, we had a problem. So I don't think there's a combination of potions that's going to take us, 40 areas. But I mean, I got plenty. I guess we can try. I'm not using that psychomorphic one, though. Do I even have a psychomorphic one? Oh, I got 10. Here's the problem. If I turn this on, well, I guess it's not going to affect my gem farming, because my gem farming doesn't even only has speed nodes hooked up. It doesn't provide as big of a buff as people think it might. I don't know. Maybe we'll try it. At this point, I just want to get through this. I don't want all this time to be wasted. And that's the problem with a variants like this that are true RNG. You could spend this much time and you're like, this might be the only amount of time you get to play in a day. And then you don't finish and it feels like you wasted it. I don't like that. I don't like that feeling. I don't feel like I've learned anything really from this attempt. Like that's going to make the next, I mean, because everything's random about how it's going to go. It's not like, I don't know. I mean, I guess the only thing I would learn is after like 700, you need to make sure from that point on, you're adding the best champions you can, but you could lose them over and over again. That's still so far away. Like at the 700 swap, you still got 800, 900, and 1,000. You still got 3 losses ahead of you. It's rough. Rough. And now we're slowing down 970. I can't kill the trash mobs on 970? Really? But we're like we're under the required damage. Or yeah. So this is rough. Early removal, I don't know about that. if you get some bad combinations and you can eat, yeah, it's going to make that shorter, but you're losing more. So you're losing them more often. You're going to churn through more of your good champions potentially towards the end. So I don't know that makes it better. And the no fire breath potion means it's going to take you longer. Like because these I don't think you need those restrictions here. All of the bosses have segmented health, so click damage and fire breath, they're not what's going to get you through this anyway. And all it does is make it take longer to get through the trash mobs. So I don't even think that restriction matters at this point. Those kind of restrictions matter if the bosses are just pure health, pure bags of health. But not if they're what these are, right? Yeah, this is a problem. That piggy doesn't want to die. I don't know why I keep hitting this one. It's not even hitting them. There it goes. Dinar for the win. Exactly, Toy. It is an unenjoyable randomness. I mean, when you can't figure out a real plan, then like if you can't game the game, then is it a game? No. As somebody said earlier, this is just gambling. This is just gambling with your time. All of the others before this, there was a mechanic you could use to get through it. There was something you could figure out. If there's something to figure out here, I clearly haven't. I clearly haven't. We're creeping on it. We'll see. We're getting closer. Yeah, that's all we got is hope. What rebellions are built on. Wait. Ah. Me too. We got more out of the gin stacking and the potions than I thought we were gonna. Put Jarlax Lane at the start as an early DPS sacrifice. It took until 9:01 for him to get booted. No. You can't treat anybody as a sacrifice. That's the problem with true randomness. Yeah. Not liking this one. This to me is the worst evergreen variant now. What was the worst evergreen variant before? I mean, I kind of liked all of them. Maybe Dritz, because his just wasn't even challenging. That's probably what I would have considered the worst evergreen variant before. Because it wasn't really even a challenge when they put it in the game. I mean, just, okay, do you have enough power to lose a single champion? And then from that point on, they actually had decent things that taught you about how the game works, right? Like Azaka taught you about like how to get through health segments. Dragonbait taught you about building a combination of survivability and damage, because that's what you need to get through the game. Alcoria, like, you know, it was like, hey, you need to develop a bench. You got to figure out these scenarios when you have these restrictions, and you got to do stuff with champions maybe you're not used to. Here's your lesson. You gotta figure this out. After that, Rhea was, hey, sometimes tanks aren't necessary. It was a flip on the Dragonbait variant, right? Xeraphon was, how good are you at building a formation and understanding restrictions, and along with how well developed is your account? From that point on, the development of your account really mattered, and that's kind of how it kept going. Right? Bully for you was like, did you understand the restriction? Did you understand that you're in charge of where the Bullywood goes? Can you make a plan? Right. Commodore Crux was, gotta go fast. Did you develop a speed team? How developed is it? Yeah. And then Ren's was spreadsheets, like fully developed account and make a very detailed plan, and you can just kind of go right through this. What do you learn from this? I'm struggling to figure that out. I think the only thing I take away from this, if I'm not able to even get through this, the only thing I'm really taking away is that it is super punishing. Like, you ever made a single bad decision, your whole run could be over and all your time is wasted. I don't like that feeling. I don't like that feeling. Only thing is to go as high up as possible with as few champions as possible. Well, you can't. Yeah, that's a challenge. I didn't think I was going to need to do that here, College Tom. But even then, you have to slowly start adding in more. You have to slowly start adding in more, no matter what. So, thing. Yeah, I started with one. I mean, obviously you weren't here at the beginning. I started with one, and then we went to two, and then I was like, well, then we could do three, but I'm not going to bother. We're just going to race through this and see what happens. Well, what I'm finding out is, even though I was putting in losable champions early, when I started putting in, the last time I put in champions I thought I was going to lose, like Viconia, we just haven't lost them. So I waited too late, and even then, like we just said, like they just read out of chat, Laylokin put in Jarlaxle at the start, and it took them to 901 for them to get booted. You could just get screwed. So Glycine, thank you for the follow. Wow, these are shutting off. These apparently shut off people's abilities. Oh, it's the gazers. Randomly stunning champions. Oh, I hate it. Why? Why would you do that? As if this wasn't bad enough. This wasn't bad enough. No, I'm just gonna familiars. I got enough familiars to do this. Familiars everywhere. All right, last thing I was keeping in my pocket. Over leveling Jaheira. Which isn't even a thing we can do a lot of because we don't have tons of favor here, but we are within reach of a reset. And watch it just remove Jaheira. That's the problem here. I could get screwed and the ball just bounces onto Jaheira. Or it just goes up and falls down in the same slot, which would then remove Jaheira. Well, yeah, they can't limit it to lower level variants anymore because all that's left in this game are high level variants. But this is the thing. They think this is the kind of challenge you want to make things difficult for an evergreen unlock. But this isn't challenging. This is just frustrating. They made this mistake with the Turn of Fortune's Wheel campaign when they're like, well, we want to make it more difficult, so we lowered the gold fine, but that isn't more difficult. That didn't make it challenging. That just made it frustrating. They don't understand the difference, it seems, at times. They gotta learn because it's real bad. Real bad. That fall off? No, it's still there. Aww. It's silly, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Submit a ticket for Red Good. I found that post on the subreddit, and somebody's gonna tell me that I'm an idiot. I don't care. I said go just submit a ticket. Everybody should submit a ticket. Man, what do I even talk about on Saturday with this? I mean, I don't even know if I'm going to even be able to unlock. Normally I unlock the new evergreen and then I have them uncheck the box on the back end so that I can do it again live. No. How do I do that? All right, how the hell? Okay, we gotta get. I guess we're gonna vitality. What else we got? 50% damage. Will that help? Yeah, no, that's good. Iconia. I don't care about triggering. We want like damage. 50%. Akashar, 40%. Milk every last bit of damage we can out of this stuff. How much have we stacked up of 154? It's just not a lot. Dragon Bait's as good as he gets. All right. He doesn't have enough beats. Hey, Onyx. Hi, I'm late. What did I miss? What's going on? You missed a lot of frustration. I don't know that you've really missed anything, to be honest. Weird. This isn't even Windfall's unlock variant. This is the variant before the variant. That's the easy version. And I'm 153 areas away. How many attempts did Mars take to unlock her? Windfall? I don't know. Has he talked about it? Is he posting in the Discord? I don't know. I've been here. Just trying to get through this one. Here's the thing. I really don't want to use... don't want to use this. I don't want to use this. But I can. I would like to get to 1001 without having to use one of those other potions. No, this is my main account, Onyx. This is fully supercharged dexterous core, like the max supercharged. It's just the rules of this variant are frustrating. It is pure RNG. It can just... You could spend 2 hours doing this, and it could be a complete waste of your time. There's a way of buying insurance on the ball jumping on green. I'd buy that insurance. If we make it to 1001 and the ball lands on green, like who would I even use? I can't use Cass. I could go Birdsong. I could bring Birdsong in as a DPS. We could try Yorvin or Zorbu. I mean, there's options, but they're not enjoyable. I really wish I'd lost Human before now. Oh no. No, hold on. We need like this. Yeah. Human's got to be on red. We're really, folks, we need energy, all the energy on the ball landing on red. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Oh my God. I appreciate you, chat. I appreciate all that last second positive energy. Okay. Okay. We might be able to salvage this now. We might be able to. Still questionable. Still, I was thinking red thoughts. Good. My thoughts have been red for about an hour now. Okay, so Jaheira can be anywhere, and honestly, we can respec her. So I'd really like to do this without her as the DPS. So, I mean, I think we go Esmeralda. We can't do Briv is bugged. Do not use Briv. Do not use Briv. We'll keep Valentine on the bench for now. I would love Caddy Bree, but I'd really like her for the last split, as it were. Do I use Freely then? No, we're gonna do Caddy Bree. We're gonna keep Freely in our cure for the last split to see if we can just buds. You know what? No, we're gonna use Freely right now. We're really going to see if we can Buds Buggy this, folks. I'll take it. Briv and Thalora are bugged in this, so they trigger a removal instantly, which could be interesting. I could drop Briv in and try to remove everyone and rebuild it. Ooh. No, I don't want to do this by bugging it. That is a thing. That is a possible thing. I'd love to keep Duke Ravengard for the last split. We can get there. Just in case. So who would be the DPS? I guess we just stick with Jaheira. And we run Esmeralda with her extra credit. I need 2 more. I would like a tank. Miria. Yeah. We're gonna Miria. And if the ball lands on red again and we lose these strong champions, well, shit. But there's slightly better odds that it lands on black, but so I want to put champions that I'd like it to remove on black. Honestly. What if we do... I would kind of like Astarion in. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put Yorvin in. Am I? Ugh. Am I? I want to lose black. Let's do this. Let's do this. But see, I want to lose black, and if we lose Astarion, that's going to suck. But you know what? Welcome to the suck. Welcome to the suck, everybody. I don't think there's a non-suck about this. I don't think there's a non-suck about this. This variant just sucks. Okay. And we're not even on the unlock one yet. The joy. That's the joy of this. Okay, our damage is now way better. Why is Astarion the DPS? You know what? Oh, it's because of her. I can't do this. I gotta do it like this. Well, but now she's not even out doing this. So the Esmeralda. Excuse me, Jaheira is supposed to be the DPS here. Was no one paying attention? Did we Buds Buggy already? We did. Son of a... Really? God dang it. I mean, fine. Fine. That bug's been in the game forever. If that's how we finish this, it's their fault for not having fixed it. I did everything I could. I did everything I could for so long to get them to understand Buds Buggy so they could fix it. I tried so hard and fought so long, but in the end, it doesn't really matter. Is that how that song goes? Feels like... Okay, so if we lost black, that would be ideal. We would lose Dinar, we lose Baloth, we lose Jaheira, and we lose Ren. We lose red though. We're losing some strong champions. You know what? So we're gonna do this. We're gonna hope it doesn't land on green. And we're gonna, yeah. I mean, the odds are that it's gonna land on something other than green. That's just the odds. They're not great odds, but they're the best odds we got. So if we land on red, we will lose Dragonbait. I don't mind if we keep Dragonbait, but I would rather lose the ones on black. Get you a mid-2000s music career yet. If you want to do this again, I'd be glad to give you my account name and password. No. I have to do this again. I have to do the actual variant to unlock. This isn't even Windfall's unlock variant. Windfall's unlock variant is called Double or Nothing. It's the same rules, except instead of changing every 100 areas, it changes every 75. And you can't use Fire Breath potions, which is pointless. There was no reason to put that restriction here. Absolutely no reason. It doesn't do what they think it would do, which is upsetting that they think that's necessary. What do we got? We need more damage. Okay. Or are we just dead? We're just dead. We're just dead in the water. What else just got put in? He did. He's got Adventurous Tail. Let's get that out of there. Yep, there we go. We need some Freelies. Unlucky for them. They're really gonna fix this. Yeah, I guess we do that. Historians is good. Well, we don't need generational wealth. Oh no, max stacks of well fed. Yes, we can get rid of the 40% of. Yeah. No. More well fed stacks. Up to 10 now. Yeah, that's great. That's actually real great. Okay, cool. These are fine. These are fine. Again, this isn't difficult. This isn't difficult. It's frustrating. There's a difference. There's a difference. If you got lucky, if you did this and got lucky, you could race right through it. But if you don't get lucky, then you know, you might not finish it all. Lediath, welcome to the suck, my friend. If you'll notice, I resorted to Djinn stacking at one point, and we may do it again, because now I have people who don't have the buff out. I might need that damage. Oh god, it's the no fire breath is stupid. I don't like using that word. I very rarely use that word. It tells me they don't understand how this works. Like, Fire Breath would not get you through this. Fire Breath gets you through these stages, but every single boss here has segmented health, and Fire Breath doesn't, and click damage. Neither of those help you. The no Fire Breath and no click damage rule is for when you just have regular health on a boss, and you don't want people just nuking it with favor or Fire Breaths. Oh, yeah. Hope seeing this makes them change that. Well, usually they'll listen to feedback. The problem here is I don't know what they would change. Well, no, I take that back. So the rules as it stands aren't fixable, I don't think. I think all they could do is change the number of areas, like after every X areas. That's really the only way with these rules to make it to give you a better chance, to make it not as frustrating. The frustration's still there. What would make this more gameable and less gambling, more gaming and less gambling, is if you added in a rule like, well, if the ball's on one color, it can't land on that color again. There's one way, right? Then you could know, well, right now red is protected because it's going to either go to green or black, right? You would at least have some option there. Even better is if it changed colors on a set pattern. But then that's not the roulette wheel they envisioned, right? Then I feel like they're going to lean away from that, because then that isn't a roulette wheel. They wanted true randomness, and true randomness is unenjoyable. Completely unenjoyable. Hope work is going well, Lydiath. You're at 800 right now. On the house always wins, or on double or nothing? This is still the first variant. On the unlock one. Oh, I'm not even there yet. I haven't even been able to get out of this one. Wonder if it'd be better if there were only two colors, but I haven't thought about it. Well, again, they're leaning into the roulette wheels, but I don't know. Did we earn any gold? We did. Is it gonna help? No. Right now, what we're hoping for is Freely Luck, the luckiest boy. He is attempting to go full Bud's Buggy. But he has these invisible stacks of debuffs, which are truly invisible right now. They're not even showing their indicators for us. When did that change happen? I don't know. Christmas super busy, but very rewarding. Nice. Well, I mean, busy's fine as long as it's rewarding. You recommend which campaign to automate Ishin to farm to get her to continually level up? I just did it in Sword Coast. Like, you could just do Mad Wizard in a patron free play to like area 50. And we died. We died, folks. I don't think I can go further. Which is ridiculous. I mean, I got all of that going for me. Oh, you know what? You know what changed? I just realized I did this to myself. I need to move her up here, and I need to respec Darian. Forgot, because I wanted to try to gamble a bit. That's all this is. I hate it. I don't gamble for a reason. I wanted to gamble on who's sticking around. And so I moved Miria, but that means suddenly Hero lost Miria's buff. So this should be more power, and yet it doesn't seem like it is. I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. How does this game work again? That should have been so much more power. Are they all just on Ren? Ren has a taunt, don't they? God dang it. Wait, do they? No. What the hell? Aren't they all on Ren? Why are they all on Ren? That's fine. How many clones we got left? Available clones. We're ticking down through them. As long as we're ticking down through them and building up above. Before Ren dies. Oh, Ren's gonna die. Right. As I just said, before Ren dies. This sucks. Yeah, I mean, making it shorter, but I mean, let's be honest, they're not going to make it shorter. Yeah, thanks. The 9 jump is wild. I put my gem farm in the other room last night, and today when I logged into when I brought the account over here, I had 3 million gems just from an overnight farm. I was like, what the heck? Your Makos just broke E400 damage. Nice, Celeste. I think I might be spending more time opening chests than on the actual unlock variant. Wow, that's I'm so happy for you. No, but seriously, I'm glad it went easy for you. This has not been easy for me. Man. Oh man. I'm just feeding potions into the slot machine. Didn't realize slot machines took potions, but oh man. Maybe the first time I'm going to attempt the unlock is going to be Saturday. That feels weird. That feels weird. An hour and a half ago, I was like, well, we still got 2 hours. Maybe we'll make it to the unlock. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? We're so far off on damage. Well, I was thinking that, hey, I'm gonna lose these champions, and that was a bad way to think about it. I was like, well, you know, the odds are these are gonna go away, and the odds were never in my favor. Ah. Thought I was in the Hunger Games. Instead, I was in the Struggle Games. The odds are never in my favor. Wow, we just can't. We're not even scaling. We're not even scaling damage. Well, she's only just started losing clones, so. Yeah, I didn't treat this like split the party, but that's exactly what it is. This is just a multi-champ removal of version of split the party. Like it's not a fixed. So instead, you lose multiple champs. Well, split the party. There's a fixed percentage of champions you lose every split. And the reason it's doable is because you don't have to go that far. None of the split the parties require you to go very far. So the challenge is fine. But the other reason it's doable is you're controlling exactly how many you're losing. You don't know who you're going to lose, but it's the same amount every time. This one you could lose 1, 2, 3, or 4 champions. And you don't know how that's going to happen. You lose 1 if the ball's on green and then goes to green again. You lose 2 if the ball's on either red or black and goes to green. You lose 3 if the ball is either on red or black and it goes to the same color it's currently on. And 4 if it goes to the opposite color, right? And I mean, there's good scenarios there, and you'd think, well, this is going to end up being better than split the party. But the difference is you have to go over 1,000 areas. And just trying to make it through that many splits, I mean, you only get 3 in split the party, in any of the split the parties, but you only have to go 50 areas. Right? This is rough. I wish I could up, down, left, right, BA. Now, when I did it, it was down start at the end. But maybe we didn't need the down start? I don't know. Yeah, you go fail. You can go 1,000 areas and then get the wrong, just a really bad pull. And that's, that doesn't happen in split the party. Well, it could, but because you can go in going, well, I need to use good champions and then not use them all up. But this will burn through them all. Renzo thanks his sidekick. Konami changed the input slightly each game? Yeah, so when I was doing it, it was on Contra. Texag, thank you for 22 months. Yeah. The only time I used the Konami code, it was on Contra to get, like unlimited lives. You got it? Nice, Letty. Save 60 Legos for the last push. I mean, I've got 746,000 scales of Tiamat. Oh. I don't know. Now do it gearless. Yeah, just do Forge. I mean, literally, you could just sit. You could sit in this, switch to a background party, and do Forge runs and put legendaries on these champions. You could. That's a level of. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm just gonna leave it there. I don't want to do it. But I have an account that has 4 jump briv power, right? And I'm running into issues. Item level floor 300. In this party right now, 377 is the lowest average item level. And I'm having issues. All right, 1092. You know what time it is, folks. It's time to pull the core out. Time to pull the core out. Time to read. It's peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? No. It's time to a gin stack. Now the problem we have here is we don't have the redirects that we had before. So now I just have to watch, see who's gonna die first. And this sucks. Because Miria's taking all the damage. Miria's taking all the damage. Didn't get the achievement. Rage quit. Rage quit the game. How dare they? How dare they? What do you think this is? Fine. I can't even see what's going on. Oh, this is gonna be tough. I don't know if this is even possible. See, Annie, we asked you a very, very long time ago, like 4 years ago, to make it so enemies can't get up in the face of people. You just make the line back here so that then you can see the health of the tank column. When crap like this happens, I can't see the champions to know. Okay, I gotta go over here, and I'm looking for. Damn it! Yeah, no, it's too late. Too late. I was looking to see when one died. I couldn't tell. Like, I'm gonna have to sit with this open. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is the subscriber content you have been waiting for. I don't think I've unenjoyed this game so much. Ever. Ever. Because I can't see the health of the party. I just have to leave this up to see if to see when the timer ticks off. Welcome back, folks. You missed a rant. That's why you got to subscribe. I can't see the health of the tanks. So I have to leave this up to see when this ability triggers. Because it has a 60-second timer on it. And then I've got to quickly close this window and take them down to a lower level. Sargoto helping people listen to my rants when we're on ad breaks. Malzahar, Dog863, the Banet Bandit, Trojaxis, Star Chaser. You've been subbed. Courtesy of Sargoto. Thank you, Sargoto. There it is. There it is. There it is. Go back. Go back. Go back. Okay. Who was it? It was Freely. All right. Switch. Now we wait until the timer comes back. It's back already. Okay. We go forward. You saw Starion get the gen? Great. Oh, that's true. They do attack randomly. All right. I just need to watch for the timer. All right, Lydia, thanks for stopping by. I'm not even at the unlock. I don't know, how am I going to enjoy it? I'm not unlocking anything. Yeah, Gargar's Guide to Windfall is going to be super awkward. I don't know what's going to happen Saturday. I've said that a few times. It's planning those, like we've for a long time we've just said that the Saturday after Evergreen drops, I just do a tutorial on it, and I have 2.5 days, let's just say 3 days to come up with tips for people. Well, I'm struggling to find anything about this I can give helpful tips on. I mean, there's some information we have. There is, absolutely. But this one moves outside the realm, so far outside the realm of someone can help you get this. There it is. Get away. Who got it? Esmeralda got it. Okay. Put Baloth up there now. For those of you who weren't with us earlier, what I'm doing is something from the olden days called Djinn stacking. This generous Djinn ability. Every time you get a stack, he gets more damage. So it's an EO5 buff to start. But it just keeps going up. At 9 champions earlier, it was E12. So basically, I'm doing all this just to get myself E12 damage to try to just get to 1001 and trigger the next loss of champions and hope it's the champions I want to lose instead of the ones that I would like to keep. Gambling. It's the worst kind of gambling. Who's going to do the Elminster variation of this first? Someone's probably doing it right now. Just because they want to see what happens, not because it's doable. Again, Kala Sham, I get it. We had a conversation about using fewer champions all the way through here about 3 hours ago. And I'm not trying to be rude. It's just that strategy doesn't oh no. Oh no. We lost a stack? No. Wait. It triggered, but it didn't trigger? I'm so confused. Yeah, I mean, you can do a limited champion strategy. That's literally to start. That's literally the only thing you can try to do, but that doesn't mean it's helpful. Because you're going to take all this time. I want to be honest with you. You're going to take all this time going slowly progressing, and then you can get to the end and just get a bad RNG, and all that time is just done. And all that time is just have been wasted. So there isn't a strategy that can ensure you get there as long as you have decent power. Like, you can't make plans, really, not in the same way as you can with some other variants. It is very much just like Split the Party, but instead of going 50 areas, you're going 1,150 areas. Tutorial, get good. Don't use Viconia? Well, I mean, that wasn't the issue. The issue was, like as someone said earlier, Laylokan said they started Area 1 with Jarlax's land and didn't lose them until 901. You have no control. You have no control whatsoever. Okay, here we go again. Sometimes the Djinn stack is invisible. Well, that's why I was trying to just watch current revived champions. I was looking for this number or the timer to tick up, like to trigger. Justin playtest this? Honestly. All I tried Dublin root beer from Costco. No, I don't have a Costco membership. Well, that's idiot control. That's what you have to do. Like when you get to a point where there's some champions you'd like to lose, you have to put them on all on a single color and hope that the ball lands there, but it just may never land there. It just may never land there. Like split the party is manageable. 100%. I mean, I've got guides for that. It's manageable because you're only going 50 areas. That's what makes it manageable. It's the 50 areas part. Okay. See. No. What if someone says Xander is the key to winning this? Then they're a liar. Ah! Better distribute them to end with some bad champs, but get open slots for good ones. Look, you can play whatever game you want. You could distribute bad champs across all colors. You're still going to end up with bad champs, right? So either you're going to end up, with a number of bad champs. However you want to do that, it's still gambling. This isn't gaming anymore. It's gambling. I know people like to call gambling gaming, but it's not the same thing. Baloth looks like he's going to get the stack. Is he? Did Baloth get the stack? He did! Baloth got the stack. Alright. Jaheira is the last of the squishy ones. And then we got to try to kill off tanks. We'll go a little long on this, folks, but... I mean, there are going to be people who say, well, it's better to do this, it's better to do that, but I don't know. Again, what I can tell you is the odds are that the ball's going to land on black and red, or red, one of those two. That's the only thing you know, really. Green is the safest color, but in the end, none of them are safe. None of them are safe. Aren't dice rolls in D&D a gamble? The dice tell a story in Dungeons and Dragons, along with the Dungeon Master. That's different. There's no people here that can make decisions to either help you move forward or not, right? It's vastly different. I mean, in Dungeons and Dragons, bad rolls can be the best thing for your party, for the overall story that's being told. Yeah, maybe I'll think about it when I go to figure this out. When I go to set this back up after we go, when we're going to the finale, I'll consider. There it is. I will consider splitting up the bad champs. Okay, who got it? Who got it? Nobody. Nobody? No, we still have 5. Somebody that was already dead died again. Because of the stupid gazers. Stupid, sexy gazers. All right. Imagine doing this for Elminster. Oh, no, I don't think anybody should. It's level 20 your whole roster? No. No thanks. The gazers are making this more painful than it needs to be. Should I just go to a different area that doesn't have gazers? That might be smart. Let's see what happens when this triggers. Yeah, I mean, so the problem with a lot of the Elminster stuff is, once upon a time when variants were introduced to the games, the devs would make a judgment call and say, you know what, this one isn't going to be doable with this patron. See, somebody that already died again. They would make a judgment call and say, this one isn't going to be doable with this patron, so we're just going to block it and not make it available. People complained. We're like, well, you could make it doable with this and that and whatever, and now we've got these champions to go everywhere. So then they just took a completely different view and were like, well, we're just not going to block anything. But then the problem is, well, then there's going to be stuff that people can never do. And it doesn't even matter that there's champions that can go other places. It's not like they're adding tons of those. All right, here we go here. And then we don't have to deal with the gazers. Should have done that from the beginning, Garwar. What a screw. Oh, we lost somebody too. Oh my god. Hate it. Hate it. I hate it. I hate this. Absolute worst. Come on. Can I see? No, I can't see their health. Why did I even go look? Why didn't I even go look? I hate that we lost a stack. Like, we were at 5. We were at 5. There it goes. Unenjoyable. So Jaheira died. That was what. So Astarion had lost theirs. Great. Then we jump back up, and then we go back here. We open this back up, and we wait again. Just add infinite item levels to your roster for real money. I mean, still, 9 jump Brave can do that anyway. It's had enough time. That doesn't get rid of the problem here. But because look, this is very much a. Then that makes this, well, you can only do this if you have a 9 jump Riv or tons of cash, and then this game then has jumped the shark, the boulette, jumped the boulette, and oh wow. How much is Thri-kreen telepathy worth? Not much. I don't know. I mean, we could try it if we need it. There it is. Okay. And now we're back to these. I am worried about trying to put a Calyx in a background party. I'm worried if I go to a background party, I'll lose my Jhin stacks. folks. I don't think they're supposed to go away, but once upon a time, I think they used to. I think they fixed that, but what if it broke again? What if it broke again? Other games would 100% introduce something super difficult in order to get people to pay cash. Other games would absolutely do that. That has never been the case with CNE. I know some people, like to think that but everything's always been doable. Even this is doable. There's people doing this without having to spend cash. They just got lucky. If I try this often enough, I will get lucky. I don't want to have to just spam a variant over and over and over again to get lucky to finish it. Okay, Myriad got it this time, but now it's just going to be Hope. We're just hoping that she doesn't get it again, or we just call it. Let's just call it. Let's go. Let's rebuild this. How did we have this before? It was something like this. And I was hoping that everyone on black stayed in the party. If we go 50-50... There's 2 black. No, that's still not. So who's on? Dinar would be on red. Not Dinar on red? I don't think so. If we lost red, we'd lose Ren and Dinar and Baloth and Freely. We lose black, we lose Esmeralda, Astarion, Jaheira, and Dragonbait. That's about as 50-50 as I can get it. This is hope we, I don't know. Hope it doesn't suck. That's what we're hoping for. I need to go back before we die. Oh God. And put the core in. Okay. Now we can do this again. Look at that damage. Look at that damage, folks. There we go. To make this one green slot in the champion placer cannot be removed. Would that make this easier? No. I don't think that makes this easy. I mean, it's slightly, but not in the way that takes away the frustration. This needs to be not frustrating, and unfortunately, it's frustrating. And I don't know that there's a fix that keeps the roulette concept true randomness, but gets rid of frustrating, other than shortening the amount of areas you have to go. That's why split the party is acceptable. You only have to get to area 50. Yeah. Zero strategy. It feels like zero strategy. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. We lost red. We lost red. Red won. Red one is down. Okay. Okay. So what do I got? In 3. We could go here. We could go Omen. In 4, I got Karlach. Karlach and load. I didn't get... See, this is why I wanted Dragonbait to go, because I really wanted Strongheart as well. All right. All right. Wait, no, we've got this like this. That's right. Karlach, please. Carry me. I'm heavy. I'm so heavy right now. Please. Please. But then do we go like Valentine? Changing party or disconnecting boosts? Boots everyone? I'm not. That's a bug. I don't want to do. I'm going to do a Caddy Brie. The Karlach and Caddy Brie. Now the last question is, I don't get Strongheart, so I don't know if I don't know that I want to do Raven Guardian. Because I don't get the benefit from it that I would normally get. Although we do have a lot of melee in here. There's a nice buff there. Valentine. How much would Valentine help? We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positionals. Yeah. So, problem is I can't just make changes until I find the right combination. So once again, I'm gambling. We can't put Briv in. Briv is broken. He will trigger a roulette wheel. So Valentine. Could try Shadowheart. Wish I could have had Birdsong. Achievement for unlocking 150 chances is 6 Electrums. Oh my god. That related to skipping. Yeah, when Briv or Thalora, move forward, it triggers a roll of the roulette wheel, even if you're just moving one area, right? Do I need more damage? Oh, I got plenty of damage. What am I doing? Let's just go. I forgot it's Karlach. Look, I've been struggling with damage for so long. I didn't even think about it. It's Karlach. We're good. What am I thinking? Bay's in the party. And we're switching over to the strong core so she can flex her muscles. And we're just going to fly through the rest of this. Oh, God, this was the most frustrating thing. Yeah, we got E444, and she's going to keep going higher. When we ask, can you take me higher? Karlach says, yeah, actually. Okay, at least I'm going to finish this, folks. What a horrible consolation prize. I'm like, hey, we're going to unlock Windfall today. No. No, we're not. Maybe, you know what? Honestly, I think I'm probably just going to come back tomorrow and try to unlock Windfall on stream. We got a few hours tomorrow before, normally I play other games, but we got 3 hours tomorrow before Dev Insights. I think that's a great time to get super frustrated. Roll into Dev Insights. Super frustrated. All right, Fred, thanks for hanging out and putting up with all this. Yeah, the prize for doing this once, do it again, but lose more champions. Yeah, Dev Insights is going to be interesting tomorrow. It's going to be super interesting. Changelog. Oh, it's just a... Well, no, this is a whole other... They pushed a patch with tons of stuff in it. With some good stuff in it? Is this how they're trying to make up for this? Added a support button to the loading screen after the user ID is loaded to help get to the support system if there's an issue loading an account. Added the FPS slider to the console UI and made the max 120 FPS. Added a list of enemy types to the adventure selection display. We've been asking for that for like 7 years. Calyx's Thri-Kreen telepathy ability will now show in incoming effects if it's active. Moved the restart adventure button to the adventure results screen. Champion search no longer defaults to hiding recallable champions. There's lots of fixes too. So the new patch, it is. Hey, we did it. The house always wins, just not this house. Not this house. So now we can look at now it's time to start. No, double or nothing. It's the same thing, folks, but to 1200. And you lose every 75 areas. But you don't get click damage, which is a silly restriction here. It doesn't mean anything. Just makes it more frustrating for you. Yeah. I'm going to do this tomorrow. Yeah, we're going to come back tomorrow. We're going to do this tomorrow. Sorry, we couldn't get it to it today. I'm not sorry. It sucks. Let's say this honestly. It sucks we couldn't get to this today. But we couldn't. Sucks. That sucks.